All right, so at 5 years old, he received his first Bob Marley cassette from his grandmother. The rest is history. German drummer Alexander Domover spent most of his life studying and playing reggae, and he joins us on Skype now from Germany. Good morning, Alex. How are you?
Good morning, miss. Good morning. Hello, Jamaica. Hello.
Where you say you come from?
I'm come from Germany, but yeah, through there so long, that's why I adapt the language.
I'm sorry. Okay. You speak better pattern than a lot of Jamaicans I know. All right, Alex. So tell me a little bit about this love affair with reggae music now. Your grandmother gave you your first cassette, which means that your household was a reggae-loving household?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, when I got this cassette, I really fell in love with the music and the culture. So yeah, and then a few years later, I just started playing the music on a professional level. So yeah, and then in 2012, I just came to Jamaica for the first time.
So all right, let's fill the gap. So at 5, you get the cassette, and you're exposed to reggae. But at 13 now, you started to listen to dancehall music. Did that speak to you more than the reggae music? Was dancehall more your style than the reggae music?
Well, not really. I don't want to make a difference between reggae and dancehall because it's a part of the culture of Jamaica.
Right.
But yeah, the reggae or the dancehall was really something new to me. I never heard these beats and the bass lines before. So yeah, and especially the patois, the hardcore patois, the ghetto language stuff. Yeah, it really attracts my ears.
So did you speak any English before that?
Yeah, I do speak English as well. I learned it at school, but because I'm so long in Jamaica already, that's why I adapt this accent.
Yeah. So when you were hearing the patois, especially for the first time, did you understand it, or did you have to get to learn it? You had an English base, but patois you would not have heard before.
Yeah, but because I'm listening to the music more than 25 years, it was kind of familiar to me to understand the language.
Okay, gotcha. So at the age of 16 now, you start playing drums for Jamaican artists who used to live in Germany. How did that happen?
Yeah, well, yeah, I always went to the festivals, the big reggae festivals like Summer Jam and Reggae Jam, and there I met some musicians and artists. One of them his name is Pacey. He was the background singer for Everton Blender, and he's based in Germany now. So that's how I get introduced to the music, really.
Yeah.
But I had no real teacher, really, so that's why I came to Jamaica to learn the thing proper.
Yeah, but to be able to move from being such a huge fan to actually a part of the music must have been an amazing accomplishment and an amazing feeling for you to be able to move from loving reggae and loving dancehall to be able to play for Jamaican artists. What was that like?
Well, yeah, it was kind of difficult because they always watch, because it's not a normal thing that a German reggae drummer or drummer start playing reggae on a professional level. So it was kind of difficult sometimes, but now I can manage it still. So
of course you can.
Yeah.
Of course you can. So then comes the trip to Jamaica in 2012. That's something that you just had to make it happen.
Yeah.
What happened when you got here?
Say again, please.
What happened when you got here? Tell me about what happened. You were here for 5 months.
Yeah.
And you came to Jamaica. You came to Mandeville initially?
Yeah, I came to Mandeville.
Right.
I started working there as a volunteer in a music project in different primary schools. So I teach music and history. And yeah, I had the honor to meet the Step by Step band. That's the backing band for Cocotee and Sanchez and Olive artists. So these guys, they really taught me how to play foreign artists, how to work in the rehearsal room, and we did some studio work as well. And especially the drummer, Jermaine, he's the drummer from Sanchez. Yeah, he had a huge influence on me.
Yeah.
He was really the guy who taught me everything.
So you spent 5 months here in 2012, just kind of soaking up all you could soak up about Jamaica.
Everything.
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 Yeah.
Including more of the language, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And you also lived in a compound. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Why did you feel it important?
Yeah, that was because I want to catch everything from Jamaica, especially the history, the rich history, and I felt like I have to go to the roots of Jamaica and the West African roots. So I had to go to Accompong and spend like 3 months in Accompong.
Wow.
And yeah, I was living there with a family, and that was really something completely different from any other part in Jamaica, because there you really feel the African heritage. So it has a huge impact on me still. Because,
I can tell. Looking at you talk about it, it's obviously an emotional memory for you.
Absolute.
Yeah, and Bobo Hill too, I'm sure.
Yeah, that was because reggae is not just Rasta music, but in certain way, yes. And I felt, I have to go really to the Orthodox people who live the Rastafarian way.
Yeah.
So I went to the Bobo Hill, and they opened the door for me, and I could spend with them 3 days. So they taught me everything, not everything, but some things, and they welcomed me with a very warm heart. So,
since 2015, you've been the drummer for Ome. Are you still working with Ome?
Yeah, well, right now he's doing a break because he's working on a second album, and then we will see what's going on. And Mr. Dylan, Specialist, the guy who made Matt Korba so big, and Rihanna and Alberosi, he really gave me the opportunity to work with them. So I'm thankful for my whole life for that.
Yeah, I'm sure you're grateful for having had the opportunity to do something that you love. Alex, we have to go. When are you back in Jamaica next?
Well, in December, definitely. So every year I'm coming for 2 or 3 months with my family.
Okay.
My little daughter, she was there already this year for the first time, and she loved Jamaica so much.
Second home. Great, Alex. Yeah. Fantastic to meet you. Thank you for talking to us this morning, and we hope when you do come in December, you'll stop by our Smile Set.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you,
Dromi. Alex Damova, reggae enthusiast. Bye-bye. Take care. All the way in Germany, but man, listen to that accent, you'd think he's down the road. We're going to make a run for it, folks. On the other side of the break, we'll come back. It's all about the Kingston 5K. This is Jamaica Moves edition of it. We'll be right back.
Driving junk would only really get you 6 foot of dirt, and she would forget you. She got herself another. Drive.